We are the ass boys. Yeah, we are the ass boys. I can't play this song. I'm gonna get sued. I'm gonna get sued if I play that song. Oh yeah, I could play that. It's showtime, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to another. Well, this isn't another episode, but this is the first ever episode of Hendrix headlines. This is where I talk about the latest news in regards to memes, card games, Persona, and other crap. Whatever piques my interest at the time. So first and foremost, a little bit of an update. As you see, as you can see, I beat Elden Ring earlier this week on Tuesday, on March 22nd. So let's see what to do here. I got the Age of Stars ending for those who want to know what kind of ending I got. There's a way to get all three endings in one save file, but that's a long, complicated process to do. So I'm not going to talk about it today because I don't want to screw anything up. So, yeah, I beat Elden Ring, and then yesterday I beat Melania. Well, spoilers, by the way. I mean, Melania is one of the she's one of the great rune shard bearers. Besides Godric the Grafted, Morgott the Fell Omen, Rykard the Blasphemous, Moog the Bloodlord, and Radon. I also beat Dragonlord Plasudasax yesterday. Want to know what's terror? Fighting a dragon with two fucking heads. Two heads that can teleport and just form a lightning cloud up around itself and just kill you in one hit easily. That's terrifying. Especially if you have to fight it as a lowly tarnished. I feel sorry for those who have to try to fight Plasudasax with just plain sorcery. Let alone fight Millennia with full-on sorcery. Only idiots would do something like that. Let me change the song right quick. So now let's go to high voltage to something mellow. Yes, I am a Persona fan, before you ask. Yes, I am. But my relationship with the game has been a bit fractured lately for the past 2 years. Before we go to the news, let's take a look at some memes. You got this right here I posted on the 20th, where I talk about how most of the ships people like, they kind of suck. Like, most ships I see people ship nowadays, they're garbage, to be honest with you. There are good ships out there, and there are some really bad ones. And I don't really feel afraid about saying this because, I mean, we're human, we have opinions, and you can respect the opinion I have in mind, or you can ignore it. So, well, there you go. If you want to cancel me, then don't do that, because I mentioned that beforehand. Like, okay, just a little bit of a warning here. I'm going to mention, like, 2 pairings. Like, don't get offended, okay? Don't get offended. It's just an observation I've made. Like, most of the ships I'm going to talk about are from, like, Persona and, like, My Hero Academia and or, well, what else? Darn, I forgot. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about this for a second. Like, for the record, I have no issue with same sex ships. I have no issue with them. I know people who like Yosuke and Yunarikami as a pairing, Joker and Ryuji as a pairing, Joker and Yusuke as a pairing, and or Makoto Yuki and Junpei as a pairing, or Akihiko and Shinji as a pairing, and or Yukari and Mitsuru, Chie and Yukiko, Haru, Makoto, An and Makoto, An and Futaba Kasumi. I like all those pairings. There's nothing wrong with them. There's one pairing a couple pairings I hate. I don't like as much. Like, well, I'll go ahead and be honest with you here. I don't really like any pairing with that involves Goro Akechi. It's just I understand that Akechi's been through a lot of stuff in the past in Persona 5 and before Persona 5, and how his mother was essentially, well, non 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 consent was did things well. Shido non consensually did things with Akechi's mother, which essentially gave birth to him, who essentially brands Akechi as a bastard child, and Shido wants nothing to do with them until he really wants something done for him. So I can understand that. Shido is a irredeemable bastard. So is Akechi. But, however, Akechi, unlike Shido, he has some sort of morals. Even though he was essentially a killer for hire for Shido and giving out like mental shutdowns to tons of people and tons of Shido's enemies, Akechi, he had a before everything, like if you take away the fact that he was Shido's bastard son and the fact giving him the power of the metaverse, he would have just been like, well, he would have been Persona's version of Light Yagami from Death Note, who's also a morally gray character, who on the surface seems like a good guy with the Death Note, but then once his plan goes into motion, he's just in reality the main antagonist of Death Note. When in reality, the first beginning parts of the series were think Light's the good guy, and L was the bad guy. When in reality, the twist of the series is that the roles are reversed. L is the good guy trying to stop Kira, while Light, as Kira, tries to kill L to prevent stop him from winning the game, which he does do in Death Note, but he loses to Nier after like doing tons of like shenanigans of like switching Death Notes and losing having Misa lose her Death Note and then then she get it back, and then it's a lot of stuff. So there you go. Akechi, if I would have made Persona, I would have had him be like Light Yagami in Death Note. Have him be like a pseudo good guy that wants to support the Phantom Thieves and not hate the Phantom Thieves like every other character hates the Phantom Thieves. But then it gets switched on, maybe in like a palace, like an unknown palace, but not Shido's cruiser, or in the third semester. Like an issue I have with Akechi being paired with people in Persona is the same issue I have with pairing Dimitri Alexander Bladed in the war phase in Fire Emblem Three Houses, because he's been through so much trauma in between the academy phase and the war phase. Hell, before the academy phase, when the tragedy at Dusker happened and all of his family were killed, leaving him to be the sole royal heir to the royal heir to Fargus, or not Fargus, but the kingdom. But then, depending on how, and by the time the war phase happened, by the time the Flame Emperor is revealed to be Edelgard, the same person who caused all this crap to happen, Dimitri snaps and he goes insane, just like Akechi did whenever he realized that things weren't going to be well with the Phantom Thieves and himself and Shido's cruiser. And then my friends, they like Akechi. I used to hate Akechi's guts until I had a change of heart and realized Akechi, he's not really that bad. He's just, most of the things he's done isn't really his fault. He was manipulated into killing people by his scumbag of a father and Shido. He was manipulated by everyone around him and Yaldabaoth, possibly, into screwing up Joker's game. So there's that. So like you have Joker and Akechi and Haru, which is one of probably the most problematic pairing I would say, in the history of Persona 5. Ask me a question here. Who in the hell would want to date their parents' murderer? I sure as hell wouldn't. If someone were to kill my mother right now, and if that murderer was a lady, I would not date that said person. Because it's just morally wrong. It's morally wrong. Absolutely wrong. Another pairing is, well, that's about it for all the pairings I hate in Persona. And like, if I keep going, then the canceling brigade might be after me. But on the Fire Emblem, there's there are 3 pairings I dislike. And this first one I'm going to mention, these first 2 I'm going to mention, I'm going to get lots of flack for. Well, or 3. I hate Dimitri and Byleth as a pairing. I hate it. Like I mentioned before when I was talking about Akechi, Dimitri in the war phase, he's essentially the equivalent of a feral animal who can't be a feral stray animal who can't be tamed by people, even if you try hard enough, because of all the trauma that Dimitri's been through. Like I mentioned, in pre-academy phase, you had the tragedy of Dusker happen. Then Edelgard being revealed as the Flame Emperor, which set him off and set him off on a dark course and such. And during the war phase, like 5 years after, we won't learn like in the middle of what happened in the war phase and the academy phase until Fire Emblem 3 Hopes comes out in June or July or whenever it's supposed to come out. Just know Dimitri became a savage killing machine, hell-bent on revenge on Edelgard and the Empire. Not even his classmates from the Blue Lions could talk sense into him. Not even his retainer, Dedu or Annette's father, Gilbert, or I don't really think Felix tried at all, or well, I'll get to him later. Sylvain probably didn't care either. Well, he cared, but he cared more about women. And Ingrid, she cared a bit too much. She cared a lot, but there wasn't really anything that she could do. He changed his mind. It's just Dimitri, he has mental issues and loads of trauma that doesn't go away after an S-rank conversation. There's still going to be some pieces of PTSD dealing with the tragedy of Dusker and the war phase and Edelgard being the Emperor. It's no dice. No, it's a no go, man. It just doesn't work. Another pairing I hate or dislike is Annette and Felix. Okay, I get that. Felix and Annette is one of the most popular pairings in Fire Emblem Three Houses. The fan art is good. The the conversations is amazing. I just don't ship it. Felix is the type of guy that would rather be by himself and use his blade than be around a woman. He's like Vegeta before he meets and marries Bulma. Before, well, he's like Vegeta yeah, Vegeta before he meets Bulma. He doesn't care about women. All he wants to care about is fighting and the Saiyan race and everything like that. That's a good comparison for Felix. Annette is like she is a intelligent, really fucking smart girl who is a bit too clumsy for her own good. Like for some reason she can just magically have a barrel just trip her or something, like, you know. It's just Felix and Annette, even though they may have a good relationship or something in the S ranks and such, in reality, I don't really think their relationship would last that long because of how much of a dick Felix could be, especially when he wants to be alone and doesn't care about anything else. He does soften up a little bit in the war phase, but I just don't really see it. I just don't. Because I hate, well, it's not just I hate Annette and Felix as a whole. I don't like the stereotype of pairings with the ship stereotype with that involves someone who is a grade A loner asshole and dating the sweetest girl in the room. I hate that with a burning passion. So yeah, that's what I have to say about Felix and Annette. If you want a better Annette pairing, you should pair her with either you should pair her with either Mercedes, since they're best friends, or Lysithea, since they're rivals, and I can see potentials in rivals turn into lovers. Or pair her with Violet. Even though it's still kind of a bit weird to have someone be married to your professor, but I don't know. The age gap. I mean, the war phase. I mean, it's medieval times, all right. There's what can you do? One other pairing I don't like, but I don't know much of the context to, is Hubert and Bernadetta, which is the same as like Felix and Annette, but unlike Annette being a sweet, caring girl, and Bernie is a shy girl with social anxiety issues, which some of those issues might have been overplayed for laughs in the game, which is not good. It's no good, no good whatsoever. It's not right. It isn't right, but I don't know much about the context of that pairing since I still have yet to do the Crimson Flower route in Three Houses, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Another pairing I hate is Bakugo and Ochako. Again, Felix and Annette. And plus, it's one of the bigger pairings out there because most Kachako shippers, they dislike Izuocha, the pairing of Izuku Midoriya and Ochako, which is essentially going to be canonized by the end of the. It's going to be canonized by the end of the series, since My Hero Academia is close to ending. But my favorite pairings, if we're going to be a little bit positive here, I like Gohan and Videl because of the fact they met in high school. The Golden Fighter happened and such, and Videl wanted to find out who it is, and then by the time she found out it was Gohan, Their romance was probably the most organic one in Dragon Ball history. One in Dragon Ball, besides Goku and Chi Chi. But that didn't really materialize for those two until the 21st World Tournament, where Goku won and defeated Piccolo Jr. in that tournament, and they later got married. You got another pairing. This is going to be a subject for later, so I'm going to keep it brief. Joker and An Takamaki, since An was the first Phantom Thief I've romanced in game Persona 5, and Joker and Makoto Nijima. Makoto is the second girl I romanced in Persona 5, but that got non-canonized since my old PS4, which had the save data with that up there. It's gone, never to return. So it's non-canon. But I wrote fanfics for the Shumako fandom. They're probably my best. They're my best works on Archive of Your Own. People eat that shit up. It's just, yeah, they eat it up. It's like it's an actual novel, but it's just a pairing between two fictional characters. But Shuon, I still have love for that pairing. It's just most of the higher ups in the Shuon fandom and Shumako also, they can be extremely defensive over their pairings and kind of end up like grade A assholes about them. Know a character name, know a username Hendrix? Look her up. But I have no ill will or intentions towards Hendrix no more. Not anymore. Those issues with her and I, that was 2 years ago. In 2020. When you had the coronavirus at its absolute worst. Everything was out of control. But then 2 years have passed. I've become the better man. I tried apologizing to her twice. She wouldn't accept the apology because she still harbors hatred over me, saying that Ryu Kodo, pairing of Ryuji and Makoto, should die on Twitter, which is another pairing I don't like. But I got flack for saying I don't like that pairing because, well, what can you do? But that's over and done with. That's water under the bridge. Einhurst, if you're watching this stream, I'm sorry. Maybe we could be friends again one day, or maybe not. It's up to you. Man, I felt like I had to say something right there. Oh yeah, one other pairing I like. Akira, Joker, and Futaba, Sakura. Look, I get it. Futaba, no, I get it. Joker lives with Sojiro Sakura, Futaba's adoptive father. But it doesn't say anywhere in the game that Joker and Sojiro are related by blood. And in essence, Futaba isn't even related to Joker at all. Her mother is Wakaba Ishiki, and an unknown father. Let's call him John Doe. She has no relation or blood relation to Joker. None whatsoever. Yet people from other fandoms and Persona in general, don't they demonize the Futaba pairing and claim it's just incest or wrong because they're siblings. They're not siblings. That's just your headcanon speaking for you. If Atlas flat says that Joker and Futaba are cousins or related, then, well, it's incest. But Persona's been out for 6 years now. Persona 5, anyway. It's been out for 6 years. And there has been not a single mention of Joker and Futaba and Sojiro being related by blood or anything. You want to know an example of an incest pairing? any pairing in Fire Emblem that involves a parent dating their child, or a child dating their parents, or dating their sibling, i.e., Fire Emblem Fates, or Awakening, or Fire Emblem genealogy genealogy of the Holy War. Since those are the only games that involve like generational units and birthright characters and crap like that. So yeah, I made this meme also when Yay came out. She was overhyped. She was overhyped as all hell. I'll go ahead and tell you that now. Like, why do you want to pay money for a 5-star Electro Catalyst user who may or may not have a sexual relationship with the Raiden Shogun, allegedly, but you can get the languid librarian from Mondstadt and Lisa Minchi. I pick Lisa over Yay any other day. And I'm being honest with you here, brother. It's honesty here, okay? I get it. I get it. I get it. Yay, she's been hyped since she was revealed in since it was revealed during the Inazuma arc. I get that. I get that. And plus, she's a fox. She's a kitsune. Kitsunes are usually assholes, and Yay is a definite asshole. But then again, you have Lisa. The only thing she cares about is the traveler, making sure Jean doesn't exhaust herself whenever she does her job, and making sure her books are brought back on time. If not, punish some she will punish you for not bringing her books on time. And plus, just look at her. Just look. By the way, if you haven't read Key Items to Surpass Super Top of Sakura, there you go. It's on Archive of Your Own. It was on Futaba Week 2022. And if you want to look at all the crap on Futaba Week 2022, you can just go on the Moments thing and just look up the hashtag Futaba Week 2022. You'll see some hashtags I made up on for that particular week, including, this is breaking news by the. Hold on a minute. Which, by the way, is breaking news. Breaking news on the on the Hendrix headlines channel. By the way, just give me a moment to get the actual music since this is my first time actually doing this. So, forgive my indiscretions. Breaking news. By the way, breaking news regarding Shutaba and Shutaba Week 2022. I go ahead and tell you this now for the general public who probably doesn't watch this stream. I've told this to about 3 people in the Shutaba station server, which you should follow, by the way, or subscribe or join on Discord. I told my friend Lynn, like after the week ended, I told her that I was gonna. I made headcanons for the week, and I told her that one of the four headcanons I did, I'm going to adapt that into an actual fanfic story. So I did one that involves Futaba and Joker getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! I did one with Joker and Futaba. Well, an alternate universe where it's essentially love delusion, love Chunibyo and other delusions, and you fit Futaba in the role of Rika Takanashi and Joker as the role of Yuta Togashi in that respective series. Got one where a sick day fic, and then you got another where Joker and Futaba are working in LeBlanc together after a couple of years after the events of the game ended, and Joker proposes to Futaba. I will give you 30 seconds to pick. They think which one you think is going to be the fic I'm going to make. Minute. Give me a second. Check this out. Whoops. Akira Kurisu was a regular student in Shujin, but then his life changed when he met a black-haired Futaba Sakura, with her having an eye patch and calling to the Lords of Darkness. Eventually, the two slowly began dating. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. The next fanfic I'm going to write for Shutaba is my based on my headcanon, which is which was parodied, which is a parody and also inspired by the anime Love and light novel Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions. Be sure to check it out sometime in the coming months, since I have to rewatch the anime again since I don't have Netflix and I don't have Netflix currently, and I don't really want to watch the show illegally since I want to support the show. But the Blu-ray DVDs are too expensive. But if you have, if you have any Love Chunibyo and Other Delusions um DVDs or light novels, feel free to donate them to Wayne Hendrix and Shibuya Productions, please. I will be grateful for them. But anyway, so yeah, just think about that for a second. Imagine Futaba Sakura in a whole alternate universe playing the role of Rika Takanashi. Think about that for a second. It's pretty fun, right? It's going to be pretty good, isn't it? I hope you guys will love it. It'll probably be out before. I don't want to make estimates because I suck with deadlines. Either the end of 2022 or spring 2023. That's when you'll see it. It's going to be a multi-chapter series. Maybe like 5 or 6 chapters, or like 12 chapters, which is a season of a regular anime season. So now that's over with. Let's get to the main meat and bones and meat and potatoes of it all. And that has been your Hendrix Headlines Breaking News. But on to the main course. Card trading, children's trading card analysis. It'll be coming up soon enough. First off, we got Magic the Gathering. With the next set, well, not really. Well, the most recent set for Magic the Gathering was Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, which came out in February 18th of last month. It was a pretty powerful set in terms of like enchantments, artifacts, and spirits and creatures and whatnot. For those who don't know what Kamigawa is a plane that's based on Japan, or feudal Japan, or mythical Japan. It's based in feudal Japan, essentially. Neo Dynasty, think about it like a clash of cultures. On one half, which is determined by the color pie, or red, blue, red, white, green, and black mana. In terms of stuff like that. So, in the middle, you have white, which is going from either the antiquities or the modern age. The more modern you go, the more technologically advanced you go, and like blue is more technologically advanced. Same with black. White is the same. You have it's more spiritualized for white. This is balanced. Green is enchantments and whatnot. Same with red. But I may be wrong. If you think I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, then you can ask Mark Rosewater. I mean, I don't have his number or anything. Just look him up. But anyway, you got Battle for Commander Legends 2. Battle for Baldur's Gate. This is the second Commander Legends set. The first one came out in 2020. But this time, this one is a crossover. This one's a crossover set. The second one. Because previously last year, you had Dungeons and Dragons Adventures of the Forgotten Realms as a set. And this is essentially another D&D set. So, here's some images of creatures and concept art. Commander Drafts. Iconic characters. New mechanics. Flavorful spells from D&D. Plus Commander Legends style foil etched legendary creatures. 4 Commander decks will be available as well. Party Time. White-Black. Orzhov. Mind Flayers. Blue-Black. Dimir. Draconic Descent. Blue-Red. Izzet. Or Prismari. Also for Party Time, Orzhov or Silverquill if you're going to Strixhaven colors. And Exit from Exile. Red-Green. Or Gruul. Each features a ready-to-play 100 card commander deck featuring 10 new to Magic cards plus a Collector's Booster sample pack. This will come out in June 10th, 2022. Now let's take a look at some of these cards. First off, you got the enemy lands. Bountiful Promenade, Sea of Clouds, Spire Garden, Luxury Suite, and Morphic Pool. So the colors you see for right now, right here, You got Demir colors. You got ones for Rakdos, black and red. Spire Garden for Gruul. Sea of Clouds, white and blue. Or Azorius, and green and white. Or Selesnya. So the first card I'm going to talk about. By the way, this confirms that we're getting reprints of Fireball and the classic Lightning Bolt. If you know what Magic is, you know what Lightning Bolt and Fireball does. You know what they do. They've been there since the beginning. Since the beginning, in 1993. First card I'm going to look at is Minsk and Boo, Timeless Heroes. Minsk and Boo, Timeless Heroes. Previously, you see Minsk in the Adventures of the Forgotten Realms set last year, where he was red, green, and white. Where he enters the battlefield, you make a hamster called Boo, a legendary 1/1 red hamster creature with trample and haste. Now, the two are planeswalkers, in the same vein as Eliwick, Tumblestrum, Mordenkainen, General the Master of Bahamut, and Lilith, the Spider Queen. When Minsk and Boo, Timeless Heroes, enter the battlefield, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you may create Boo, a legendary 1/1 red hamster creature token with trample and haste. +1. It has 3 loyalty counters to start with. Put 3 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature with trample or haste. -2. Sacrifice a creature. When you do, Minsk and Boo deals X damage to any target, where X is that creature's power. If the creature was a hamster, draw X cards. Also, they can be your commander. This is continuing the trend of planeswalkers being commanders, which happened in 2013 when you had Teferi, Obnixilis, I forget the other two, and in Commander Legends where you had Jessica, Tibet Freyalise, and Devretti, the Goblin Scrapper, or whatever its name is. So, Minsk and Boo, your main thing is to make this into a commander since you have access to blue and red. I mean, green and red. Have access to green and red. You can just pump up Boo, give it as much counters as you need, and then just do its -2 ability. Sacrifice Boo, you can just, green has access to, tons and tons of pump spells, or spells that give creatures +1/+1, or +X, like Overwhelming Stampede, or, I don't know, Bounty of Might, or other creatures that give +1/+1 counters. So, or you can use Classification at the cost of 7 mana, 2 green mana, and 5 colorless mana. It's an enchantment aura which you can give to a creature which came out in Ikoria in 2020, which will give the enchanted creature +20/+20, but the creature is tapped. So, what you can do with this is, Boo is already a 1/1 hamster creature with haste and trample. You play Classification, making it a 21/21 and tapping it, but it won't matter because you'll make another one at the beginning of your upkeep anyway. So what you could do is -2, sacrifice Boo, deal 21 damage or more to any target or opponent. mostly your opponent, since that's going to be a crap ton of damage. Then, since you have Boo with all that power, you can draw 21 cards, which is something that Gruul doesn't really do, or Green in general. Green doesn't draw lots of cards unless you sacrifice things. They don't. Now, here's the alternate art for it. Look at that! Look at that hamster. Look at how cute it is. Okay, we'll get to that later. We'll get to all that. We will not get to that later. That's for another day. So, lightning bolt, reflecting pool. Reflecting pool is the opposite of exotic orchard. You tap it to add 1 mana of any type that a land you control could produce, which is good, which is great. It's going to be a staple card in Commander, to be honest with you here. Like, think about it. You have the Triomes in Ikoria, and you have more coming out in New Capenna, in Streets of New Capenna. And then you got the fetch land, and then you got the shock lands from Ravnica, like your Godless Shrine, your Blood Crypt, your Hallowed Fountain, your Steam Vents, your Braiding Pools, your Watering Grave, your I forget the others, but that's not the point here. The only ones I own are Godless Shrine, Blood Crypt, Hallowed Fountain, Temple Garden. That's it. That's all. Those are the only Ravnica lands I own. There's 10 of them. The most expensive one is the Breeding Pools one. The Simic one is the most expensive one. The cheapest one is the Gruul. Is the Gruul one. I think it's like I don't know the name, but I forget the name for it right now. But next up, you got Wand of Wonder. Oh, an alternate art. That's gonna be the bundle. That's gonna be the bundle card. Not bad. So it costs. It's an artifact that costs 3. It costs 3 colors and a red. You pay 4 to and tap it to roll a d20. Each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile an instant or sorcery card. Then shuffles the rest into their library. You may cast up to X instant and or sorcery spells from among cards exiled with this way without paying their mana costs. If you roll between 1 and 9, it's 1. X is 1. 10 to 19, you get 2. If you roll 20 or a critical hit, you get 3. So basically, you can so basically, if you want to be gutsy and want to be like, hey, I'm gonna tap this and pay the 4 mana and roll d20. I'm gonna see what I get, and I'm gonna see what I get. So basically, it's not like you can cast unless you have three opponents. Your best bet is to roll a 20, or if you have that Dragon Commander from the Forgotten Realms Commander set last year. Whenever you roll a die, you deal damage to it, but you make a dragon warrior token. Unless you want to go green red. If you want to go Temur with it, you can add in Pixie Guide, which you can, if you would roll a die, if you roll a dice, you can roll an extra dice and ignore the lower result. So, but then again, I would see this being better used in a spell slinging deck or Rakdos Prosper deck. But spell slinging is the best way to go, since blue gives you access to copying artifacts, which is something that red or green or red or green or black doesn't allow you to. You can use Urza, for Christ's sake, in blue if you add blue. or have that creature from Theros Beyond Death, which lets you add 2 mana to play artifacts with and such. It's okay. It seems like it could be used if you know what you're doing. Like if you had a way to like top deck a sorcery card or something, like if you could give access, if you can manipulate someone's deck to give them a particular card, put them onto their library, like a powerful card, an Arin's Epiphany or something, or Omniscience. Wait, that doesn't work because Omniscience is a enchantment, so no. Or Enter the Infinite, or Force of Will, or Counterspell, or Cyclonic Rift. Yeah, Cyclonic Rift. That's enough from that. Let's keep going. So far, we don't know much about these cards. So these cards were just revealed yesterday, and I found this out from my friend Tyler, who woke me up at like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. talking about the cards. Ancient Brass Dragon, a creature that is a dragon. Oh, pretty good. They brought back the D&D art too for it. So it costs 2 black and 5 colorless. It's a 7/6 Elder Dragon. Obviously, it's a dragon. It can fly. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you roll d20. Whatever you do, put any number of target creature cards with total mana value X or less from graveyards onto the battlefield under your control, where X is the result. Yes, this could be one of the most broken cards in the set if you're lucky enough to get a high roll by rolling a d20. If you roll a 1, then you're fucked. You're fucked if you roll a 1. If you roll a d20, you can just take every creature from anyone's graveyard. Since it says, when you do, put any number of target creature cards with total mana value X or less onto the battlefield under your control, where X is the result. Again, if you want to add an extra color to black, like blue, or if you want to run either Dimir or Dimir Zombies, or Dimir or Esper Reanimator, or Reanimation in general, get this card. Be lucky with your rolls. Get Pixie Guide. Give you an extra roll in case you roll a 1 or a 2. Say if your opponent has I don't know, Goldspan Dragon, or Crick, Son of Yawgmoth, the Ur Dragon, Dragalord Jamoka, Jinkataxius, Progress Tyrant, Vorniclex. Some pretty good creatures that they plan on bringing back from the graveyard. So, attack with that, steal them, and now they're yours. It's as simple as that. I'll give this card a good look, but be careful. Be careful, ladies and gentlemen. This card may be expensive, so be careful now. That card may be expensive. That card may be expensive. You'll never know when it'll spike in price. But now on to the biggest bullshit card of the game, of the reveals so far. You know. And this is the fucking buy a box promo. This is the buy a box promo. Elder Brain, a 7-drop, 2 colorless, 2 black, 5 colorless horror with menace. Whenever Elder Brain attacks a player, exile all cards from that player's hand. Then they draw that many cards. You may play lands and cast spells from among them, when you exile cards as long as they remain exiled. If you cast a spell this way, you may expend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. It's a 6/6 with menace. It's a giant brain. It's just like Andros in Star Fox 64. If you want to get the true ending, after you defeat him all, he becomes a brain. It's just a whole fucking brain. So there you go. It may seem like this card may suck at first because of the fact it just has menace and it doesn't fly. If this card flew, this card would not be made right now. If it flew or had Death Touch, it wouldn't be made. Give this fucking brain flying. You get free cards, including lands. Only like one other card does something like that I know of, and that's send triplets. But you do that with send triplets during your upkeep and reveal someone's hand, and you have if you don't have the mana to play a spell, play particular spells unless the opponent has either blue, black, white, or colorless, then you're screwed. But this bastard says if you cast a spell this way, you may spend mana as lower mana of any color to cast it. Which essentially blows send triplets out the water in terms of its usability and versatility. Let's take a look at one card right quick. Xanathar from Adventures of the Forgotten Realms from last year. You know, Xanathar is the guy to everything. Xanathar, Guild Kingpin. Ever it loads. It's a 6-drop with that costs 4 colorless and blue and black. No keywords. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose target opponent. Until end of turn, that player can't cast spells. You may look at the top card of their library anytime. You may play the top card of their library. And you may spend mana as over mana of any color to cast spells this way. Yeah, that's tough. If you want to build a Dimir deck based on this, get Dimir Mill or whatever, or Dimir Manipulation or Mill. You play that. You play Elder Brain. You play Xanathar. You play Jace, Wheeler of Mysteries for the win, just because for the win con. Get Grassy Unthinkable. And if you want to spend money in flex, just buy Jace the Maya Sculptor and just make someone mill their whole deck until they have one card left. Wait, that's Nico Bolas. Wait. Let me see if that was really Jace's Mind Sculptor or is that Nico Bolas. Okay, Jace, -12. Exile all cards from target player's library. Then that player shuffles their hand into their library. Yeah. A commander deck is 99 cards. You know how many cards they would have to mill and exile to get to nothing? Unless you use mill strategies or Entity Infinite or Nif Mizzet Curiosity combo or something like that, then you're not gonna draw your whole deck. Well, legitimately, without the game lasting for 4 hours. Well, 6 hours if you play with a slow player, like I have. Sadly, it's like I'm gonna play Enter the Infinite. I'm gonna draw my whole deck. I have no maximum hand for the rest of the game. I play Jace, or I play Laboratory Maniac. Upkeep, I win. Or I'd be like, I play the Mizzet. I play Brainstorm or any one drop spell, and it's like Curiosity triggers. I draw, deal you damage, draw, deal you damage, so on, infinite. You're dead. Just quit playing the game. I'm gonna keep drawing my deck. I'm gonna keep playing because it's an infinite combo, and you have nothing to do with it. Oh no! You play a counter spell on my one drop spell. You play another spell, so ping you for that. By the way, Jace the Mind Sculptor is $60 or more at this point. It's $53. 53. Moral of the story here: if you don't want to deal with a giant brain, kill it immediately. Lobotomize the brain. Just do it. There's nothing morally wrong with it, except for the fact that it's completely wrong and that you shouldn't do it. So yeah, there you go. That is the Magic the Gathering Hendrix headlines for the newest cards revealed in Commander Legends Baldur's Gate. This will be updated sooner rather than later with new cards. You won't be seeing that until like June, so wait. You gotta wait. You're probably gonna be waiting 2 months from now until then. And if you're impatient, good luck. Trust me, I've seen some impatient individuals. Like, how many people do you know who read One Piece is like, oh man, I need to read the spoilers for the chapter right now because of how the cliffhanger ended 2 weeks ago after it was on break. Which I'm not going to spoil anything because I'm not an asshole. YouTube. So, another thing I should mention. I hate clickbait so much. I hate it with a passion. And I hate it also when YouTubers who get a game early, they spoil the fucking game like a day before. A day before or 2 days before it comes out. Like, think about this. Elden Ring came out in February 25th of last month. Exactly a month ago. This channel, Boss Video Database, they had videos of the bosses there already. Essentially spoiling main aspects of the game. Especially the biggest, the hardest boss in any From Software game, and that being Megella. I mean, that being Melania, Blade of Megella. Which, thank God, I did beat her yesterday. I did defeat her yesterday with help. I mean, I do not feel shame in saying I need help to kill Melania. She's that tough. She's that tough, man. But let's go see here. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Now look at this. Look at this. The game just came out, and there's already a 100% walkthrough of the game. It's made 2 hours ago. Then I'm not showing that. I am not showing that because that's just up there. That was just a spoiler. I am not showing any of this. No. No, 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 no. No chance in hell. Then you got. I wish YouTubers weren't so tone deaf when it came to posting. When it came to posting spoilers of a new game that just came out. I fucking hate that so much. It's a big joke. It's a joke. Honestly, it's probably an even bigger joke than gatekeepers trying to keep like the new Elden Ring gatekeepers for getting mad at people for using spirit ashes and the moon veil and the rivers of blood and just using a unga bunga strength build using power enhancing great swords and shit. There's nothing wrong with that. They put it in the game, then you should use it. There is no issue with using magic, sorceries, arcane, bleed, katanas, or spirit ashes, and a sword of night and flame. But two of those things I just mentioned got nerfed got nerfed. I could say with the proud pension on my chest and say that I defeated Radahn pre-nerf, pre-patch nerf. They made Radahn weaker in the nerf. I defeated him. He was a fun boss, but tough. A fun, tough boss. That what can he really do against it? Against him. He controls gravity for fuck's sake. And when he gets to half health, he brings a meteor of himself down where you are and wants to smite you with every ounce of his being. Just like every other thing you would do. It's amazing. It's delicious. No, I didn't say that. It's actually really good. So what I'm gonna go do now is I'm gonna show you a video that I recorded on my PlayStation like a few months, like on the 4th of earlier this month. So I'm gonna show you that. It was just like a thing where me and my friends did some stuff, and we kind of had some fun doing it too. Okay, so I need to go pull it up. So this is me and my friend. Me and my friend Mugen Shaman, or his real name is, well, I'm not going to say his real name, but this is he and I having a little fist fight. Just to have fun in Elden Ring with, just because we had nothing else really to do. This is our first time doing PvP and such. So he's a bit of a tryhard, so I had to put things into my favor. So I challenged him to a fist fight. Yeah, the upper hand at first. I got him. I got him a bit. I tried to do the kick. I got him with a two-piece combo. Pretty good. I got a bit cocky there trying to do an emo. It's my fault. This is a big mistake. So we had to go do something else. So we were trying to end the fight early. Don't mind the degenerate teabagging, by the way. Don't mind that. Please don't mind that. That was just me being a. That was me being me being a fair sport. So there you go. That's what happened. By the way, if you haven't already, if you missed any of my streams, since Twitch doesn't let me keep them for more than 2 weeks, I put these on my YouTube channel, Shibuya Productions. You have a couple of streams I did, like Super Genshin Bowl I did during the Super Bowl. These are out of order, but it doesn't really matter. It's still the same thing. The Persona tier list I did, the tier list whole stream, which has this and this in it. The Deadweight stream, my birthday stream where I play Metal Gear Solid, Persona Direct, Metal Gear, Metal Gear Solid 5, $100 billion. The first tier list, Kingdom Hearts 1, Yakuza, Dark Souls 2, Genshin, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, Dragon Quest Heroes 2, Yakuza 0 when I sucked ass, Blaze Blue when I sucked ass, Final Fantasy 15. I actually got strike. I actually got strike for that one. Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 3, and if you want to look at my old videos where I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh on EDO Pro, which by the way you should not download now because it's full of viruses. You can watch that. Because all this Struggling with Link series came out in 2017 or 2018. They were rough and unpolished. Yes, rough and unpolished. That's all I'm going to say about that. Also, you should follow. You should follow my friend Win on his channel and the Crows Nest podcast called Pirate Canvas. By the way, maybe one of these days I'll be a guest. I'll be a guest up there. Just wait and see. Wait and see, brother. And one other thing you should also follow. One other channel you should follow, and that will be. You should follow the. We gotta watch that video yourself. You can follow the Corona Clan, which is headed by my friend Razor, a co-mod on the Antakamiki Lover server. If you want to join that, you can also join it. You can also join it there. Just find the link somewhere. Just look at my old tweets. Do it, please do it. If not, I'll be sad. And one other person I should give a shout out to. I should give. Let's see. You got the Blind Archer who does his drawing streams on Twitch. It's Twitch TV slash the Blind Archer. Let me see. Give me a second. Let me fix the font. Oops. You can follow it there on Twitch TV slash the Blind Archer. Let me see that right quick. You can follow my friend. You can follow most of my friends. You've probably seen them on the audio host lists. Okay, you got the Blind Archer. You can follow Alexa Alchemy on Twitch on Twitch TV slash Alexa Alchemy. He usually it's not that, it's 1A, not 2. You got it right there. He usually does commentary for Smash and King of Fighters, and he does a channel. He does like it does like a. He recently did a stream for charity for that did like Waku Waku 4 or something with his friend Ultra Yoshi 1115. You should check it out. He's really good at commentary and or streaming and hosting doing streams for charity. One other Another person I should think about is Ayame Combo. Ayame Combo 2112. So every time I do a stream, they always like put it up and like give me some like notoriety in the stream or something like that to try and help me out since I'm just a casual streamer who's trying to get his foot out trying to get his foot out the foot in the ring, you know. I do mostly fighting game playthroughs and let me double check something right quick. They play a variety of games. Go ahead and tell you that. One other person you got. I should be doing this right quick. This is Ayame's channel, by the way. Like they do mostly well, recently they're doing a stream for Strangers in Paradise, the Final Fantasy Chaos game or whatever. They've done stuff for Final Fantasy VII the remake, Halo, Master Chief, Five Nights at Freddy's, Just Chatting, lots of other follow everyone else here. So go ahead and do that. You can follow the Blind Archer as well. He's pretty good when it comes to pixel art. Well, you already know who Maximum Dude is and the 8-Bit Drummer. You already know who they are. So go ahead and subscribe. Do that. You'll be good. You'll have fun. Don't be a stranger. You got Akumu, Paradox Akumu, the head honcho in the Shitaba land. Follow them too. Follow them on stream. Raid their streams. Don't raid their streams. Don't be a fool. Be a meme. Just meme. Don't be an idiot and raid for no reason. Meme. You're really good. Just so you know. And also, again, Alexa Alchemy. Please follow these people. I wouldn't be there. I wouldn't be here doing my due diligence without them here. They're 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 nice people. I go ahead and tell you that they're nice people. With that, I wish you all a good night. Well, it's not night yet. It's only 12:58. So Okay, I'll give you a bonus video that I may have or that I may or may not have. Wherever could it be? Let me go find it right quick. Where's that thing? Okay, there it is. Okay, there it is. I got it now. Damn it, where did I put it? Show in folder. It's right there. Damn. Well, it's not what I'm looking for, but I guess this is what I will have to live with. Yeah, gotta live with that. Gotta live with the venom snake, just like no. Okay, now I need to find that sound. I bid you all farewell, a goodbye and a good night. Let me change this font. Goodbye and good night. For my name is Wayne Hendrix, and you have watched another stream of mine. Maybe later on today you'll see me stream on the PlayStation and play through Elden Ring some more. Maybe tie up some loose ends and maybe tie up some loose ends before going to New Game Plus and getting the Platinum Trophy. Or, if not, if you want to help me and do co-op in Elden Ring, I will give you a password later on. It's called King Lion. Capital KINGLION. There you go. Just put in that password and you'll be able to co-op with me and my friends. So now, what should I do about that pesky rat in the room? Oh yes, the Raiden Shogun. I officially am giving up rolling for the Raiden Shogun against an Impact. I don't believe I can get her. I'm giving up. I got cucked once already in September on my birthday of all days. I'm not going to try it. I'm not going to roll for her or roll for Kokumi no more. I'm going to save up Maya. I'm going to save up my premium gems and roll for Ayato Kamisato. It seems like a better option for me to do in the long run. So, I'll see you all next time. Again, goodbye and good night.